Hi, it's Elena here. So today I wanted to discuss an interesting experience that I had going down to Inner Earth. So this was about a week ago, mid-November. I was at home on a Wednesday, relaxing at home. I had a vacation day from work, and I had a really bad migraine. I was just lying in bed. It was about, I'd say, 11 a.m. And it's just like it was just so painful, and I had taken some Advil for the migraine, and it was just not passing away. So what I had done was I had put on some meditation music, plugged in my earbuds with my MP3 player, and I just was lying in bed listening to the music and meditating. And all of a sudden, I was transported out of my bed into this beautiful crystal chamber in Inner Earth. And this chamber looked like it was opalite crystal walls, basically. It was these different rainbow colors of opalite, white, blues, oranges, the speckles in opalite. And these walls were actually moving. They were not stationary. They were like literal walls of opalite crystal moving around, these blocks of opalite. And in the middle of the chamber, I saw this crystal keeper, an Inner Earth crystal keeper, who called herself Aria. And there was this beautiful staff beside her with these purple crystals in it. And I think it might have been amethyst or another type of rare purple crystal. And also, as well, standing beside her was another, like a bowl, a huge bowl of crystals, white, bluish crystals. I don't know what they were. But basically, she said to me that she comes from the Eschree Inner Earth group, and that they're crystal keepers, and that I would be receiving some crystal healing from her that day. That's why I was beamed down to Inner Earth, because I could not stop the migraines on my own through the meditation or through taking Advil. Sometimes when it gets so bad, I will take an Advil for the migraines, but this time it just wasn't helping, and I needed higher intervention um, for that day. So that's why I was beamed down to Inner Earth. And Aria, she was wearing this beautiful bluish green dress with a cape on the back of the dress, like a white cape with a hood. It wasn't a robe, but a cape with a hood. And she had, it's hard to describe. Her hair was like bluish green white. It had a mix of different colors in her hair. And the opalite chamber, crystal chamber, was glowing. It was glowing blue and white and orange, all the colors basically of opalite crystal. If somebody has ever seen opalite cabochon crystal, it's amazing, and the healing properties of opalite is just beautiful. So that's where I met Aria, in that chamber. Then we went into another crystal chamber construct next door. That's where I would get the healing. And this chamber looked like it had this blue light streaming down from the ceiling, these specks of blue light with white hues. And it was just this beautiful glowing light that was coming from the chamber ceiling of, it's another crystal room. And in this blue white light, there was this huge bluish crystal scepter. And above the scepter, there was this blue orb of light, a huge orb coming from the scepter. And inside the orb, it had like these bluish white crystals, pieces of crystal inside the orb. And Aria said to me, "This is the orb of the light manifestation. This is what will heal you today. The light of manifestation." So I'm like, wow, that's interesting. And I asked her, well, what does it do? And she said, the orb, the blue orb of light, will come out of the light spectrum where the scepter is, and it will basically it'll come towards you and encompass all of your body. You will be standing in that blue orb, and it will rebalance both hemispheres of your brain so they are not acting as opposites to each other. It will diminish the pain in your brain, the pain factors, and it will heal you. She said it's not a permanent healing, it's a temporary healing, but it would help me that day to remove the migraines, and it did. I stood in that blue orb of light for about 4 to 5 minutes, I would say, and then I also talked to Aria quite a bit. So it was amazing. It was just an amazing experience visiting those two crystal chambers, and I call it a crystal chamber constructs because it's separate rooms. And it was Inner Earth because the Eschree, one of the Inner Earth groups that Aria belongs to, they specialize in working with crystals and healing people. And they are in contact with people on the surface of the planet Earth. Their primary missions are healing and teaching people how to work with crystal technology and crystals themselves. So that was a wonderful experience, and I'm going to have images of this up to accompany my voiceover here. So that was the Inner Earth experience that I had with the Eschree, with Aria, the crystal keeper. And she's a crystal healer as well. So and I have a deep connection with crystals. I work with crystals all the time to heal myself because I can't take any medication that's a blocker, basically. My system needs to work correctly. Sometimes I take Advil if the pain is too bad for my migraines. Other than that, I can't take anything. So it was quite a blessing to have Aria beam me down to Inner Earth and to work with her with the crystals. And I've been to Inner Earth before, and I worked with the Anshar group before with crystal healing, and I've been in crystal chambers that they have. But this time I needed different type of healing energy, so the Eschree stepped in to help me with that and to allow me to stand in the light of manifestation in that healing orb that came out from the light of manifestation from the scepter in the middle of the light pattern. So I thought I'd share that experience because it's not very often that I actually go back to Inner Earth. I had a lifetime in Inner Earth about 600 to 1,000 years ago. I was an archive keeper in one of their biggest libraries underneath Telos. So it's really a treat for me to go down there again and to see the crystal chambers and actually be healed in them. So it's amazing. I was so happy to go back there. Like I said, it's a rare treat. I usually don't have a lot of contact with Inner Earth groups, but this is an experience that I won't forget. It was just amazing. And I was just lucky enough to meet another new group, the Eschree. So, because mainly I know about the Anshar and I've met the Anshar, but I've never met the Eschree before. So it's quite amazing. And I was just honored to have met Aria. And hopefully I'll get to work with her again at some point and talk to her more about what she does. I didn't really get to talk to her too much because I needed the healing and that's what basically I was down there to do. I wasn't asking too many questions of her. I was just getting healing that day. All I got to know was that she's a crystal keeper, that her name is Aria. She's about 5'8", I would say. She's really into blue-green colors and wearing those and working with crystals. So that was cool. So thanks and namaste.